Welcome to Hansel Financial. So this video is going to be a little bit different. I kind of want to talk about what life's been like as a family of four now, compared now to 4 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago. I wanted to kind of see and compare the prices of things that I've noticed have either gone up or down in the past 4 years. But first, before we find that out, make sure you guys give this video a like, comment below, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. So I know it's not just me and my family that's been, I don't want to say the word struggling, but I've definitely noticed that the prices of literally everything has gone up in the past 4 to 6 years, I would say. Probably more in the 4 year range. From, let's say, from my grocery, my almost doubled, I would say, in the past 4 years, to the price of houses, to the price of cars, interest rates, to gasoline. I mean, you name it, almost anything out there, the price has gone up. And I really wanted to take a deeper dive into my own finances, again, as a family of four, and I wanted to see how much more stuff actually was then compared to now. I want to kind of talk about that, and I'm curious if you guys out there have very similar situation as I do. And again, with the election season coming up, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but I just want you all to be aware of if you guys were better off before person in the presidency, or if you're better off now during this presidency. So stay tuned. The first major thing that I kind of noticed that was been more expensive for my family personally is going to be our grocery bill. Now, our grocery bill now per week is right around $250-ish or so. This also does depend on, because some weeks we do go just to the grocery store to buy our groceries. Other times we do go to Costco, so we are a Costco membership family. I'm also a membership of BJ's. I like both of them. Prefer Costco's a little bit more, but some items you can't get at Costco, so we will go to BJ's because BJ's is actually closer for us. But so what I noticed actually when I was going through my breakdown of my grocery bills the past couple years, again, I have a spreadsheet laid out with my budget, and so I've been keeping our finances since we've been married. So I think 6 years, 5 years, I think. Don't quote me on that. But what I've noticed is year over year, prices have been going up and up and up. Now, obviously, I get it. Food prices are going to go up. That's just the way that the world goes. But I did notice that in the past 4 years, our grocery bill has gone up a bigger percentage point than when it did the previous couple years. And like I said, now we're about $250 per week to feed my family of four. Myself, my wife, I have a toddler, and then we have a little 4-month-old. So that does not include formula in the 4-month-old. That's in a separate category. So this is just food and groceries from the grocery stores that I've noticed the price increased. And back about 4 years ago, again, it was just myself and my wife, but we were only spending about maybe $115 a week, and there was no Costco trip in that. It was just the grocery store. It did kind of surprise me at basically how much and how much more expensive groceries have become, again, based on my own finances, my own things that I've seen in my own personal life as a family of four, that I've seen our finances basically over doubled what we pay for groceries every single month. And again, it can be difficult to try and pick the healthiest things. Our daughter, our toddler, and then as well as our 4-month-old, but they're still just drinking milk right now. But we as a family try and strive to eat healthy as best we can and as financially sound, because again, it does stink in this country that things that are best for you, best for your body, and the healthiest tend to be more expensive. I'm not telling you to go out there and buy everything organic, but try and start looking through the things, trying to figure out what's best for your own body. Because again, I think one of the best uses of money is for your own health, for your family's health, to keep you guys out of the hospital, keep you guys healthy, keep you guys from paying those medical bills. Eating healthy and staying active is a great way to keep your finances in check, but also to keep your body in check as well. So another aspect that I've noticed of prices just going insane is the housing market. Now, we bought our first house back in 2019 down in South Florida. We had bought that house when the craze was starting to happen. I think the craze had more started like late 2018. We bought in May of 2019. We started to notice it creep up a little bit, but it wasn't anything crazy. Interest rates were about the same. They hadn't gone up or down. I think our first interest rate was like 4.6 or 4.7, right around there. I think we even bought it down a little bit to get to that price. The housing wasn't crazy. It was still forward with my wife's and my income. Our combined income was below 6 figures, and we could afford, I think the house was $240,000, so we could afford the house comfortably. We didn't really notice a huge surge in the house prices until I would say probably 2021 is when I really noticed I'm sure out there know it as well, just the prices of the homes skyrocketed. Then in 3 years, our home price has gone up over 6 figures, easy, in those just 3 years. And before that, when we had bought our house in 2019 and sold it 2 years later, I think our profit on that house was like $25,000 or $30,000 in 2 years, and now in this house we're at six figures in only 3 years. So crazy. And I know you're out there, I'll also probably seeing the craziness of the housing market, how expensive it all is. Again, there's not much really we can do. Rates are still high, even though the Fed's lowered the interest rates. Mortgage rates continue to climb up, continue to get higher, even though that the Fed did lower the interest rate, which is very interesting. In my opinion, it almost seems like the people, the mortgage companies and people buying it, they don't think that the economy is that strong. Because normally, obviously, when the Fed's going to lower those interest rates, mortgage rates should start to fall, the treasury yields will start to fall, but they've all continued to go up. So I don't think that's the best sign. I don't think the Feds need to cut their rates again. I think they should hold them steady. In my opinion, I don't think they should have cut them at all in the beginning. I think they should have just kept them the way it was. Didn't raise it, but just kept it the way it was for the time being to help try and build back up this economy again. I personally don't think this economy is as strong as they are saying. Another expense thing that I've noticed, again, as a family, is a purchase of a new car. We did just purchase a new car 2 years ago. This was, again, at the height of the market, where our previous car, SUV, it needed about $4,000 worth of work on it, and it wasn't really even worth that much money. My wife and I made the decision to purchase a car. Again, had one child, wanted to expand our family, and so we wanted to make sure we got a vehicle that we could grow into. And during that time in 2022, buying a used car just was so expensive, and so it's actually worth it for us to go ahead and buy a new car. And again, it's not always the best option to buy a new car. Sometimes it makes more financial sense to actually purchase a used car rather than a new car. But for our situation, even used cars are about the same price as a new car, or a few $1,000s cheaper. And with a new car, I can get a lower interest rate, finance, I can get a warranty on it, that kind of stuff. So for us personally, it made more sense. And when we purchased our car, it was at the very, very height of all those dang markup. I told myself and I told my wife, hey, I am not purchasing a car that has a $5,000 markup on it. I'm just not doing it. So I searched many dealerships, and I finally found one about an hour and a half away that only had a $1,000 markup on it, but they had like a care package and special seal on the car. So I felt like I was getting a little bit of money worth in the $1,000 markup because it included something. But everywhere else that I found, they had just straight markups. There was nothing that included that markup. It was just a straight boom, $4,000. My local Hyundai, they actually had a $5,000 markup just because, and actually I was just the other day my oil change, and they still had that $5,000 markup on every single vehicle on their lot, and their lot is packed. And there's a ton of great videos out there showing you that the car market is not very strong right now. Dealerships are having difficulty selling their inventory that they already have because car prices are just so expensive. I know even when we purchased our car, I took the car price of it now, and I believe the same exact model, nothing's changed on it, same options, it's about $4,000 more than what it was. So it's almost 10% more expensive in 2 years. Nothing's changed. I would recommend try and keep that used car that you already have running. Try and repair it. Don't go out and buy that new car. And then also rates also have gone up again. We locked in, I think, at 4.625, so not a terrible rate with our car loan. But I know those interest rates are even more expensive than what they once were 2 years ago. So I recommend, if you're in the market for a car, try and hold out. You need to purchase a new car. Do your research, hop around to different dealerships. A lot of dealerships are actually offering a lot of markdowns right now because they can't sell their vehicles. Now you can go back in there and start to negotiate down the price. Again, when we purchased our car 2 years ago, there was no negotiating the price. We didn't even get to test drive the vehicle because they had none on the lot. We had to say, hey, this is the make, model, color that we want, and then we had to wait weeks and weeks and weeks until they finally got one in, and then we could reserve it and then purchase it. But now the car market is more of a buyer's market. There's tons of inventory. Negotiate the price down, and many dealerships now are offering great incentives for you to purchase those vehicles. And we already kind of touched base about the interest rates. Again, interest rates are still high. I mentioned before, the Fed cut their rates last month, yet mortgage rates, since they cut it, have only creeped back up. I don't know where it's at today. I think it's like almost 6.5%. I think when the Feds cut it, it was closer to 6, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But that's what I've just noticed is even though their rates were cut by, I believe it was half a basis point, the moment it was cut, mortgage rates continue to climb. The yields are still very high. And what that's telling me is I feel like the economy itself is not as strong as the Feds keep saying it is. You look at the job market report, all that kind of stuff, dig deep into it. There's a lot of great YouTube videos out there that talk more in depth about it. I'm not going to get too into that in this video. Making sure you guys have your emergency fund set up, making sure you guys are trying to cut back on your expenses, making sure you guys are trying to cook more meals at home rather than going out. Those small, simple steps are going to really help you out there to save some money, so that way in this economy, you're not straining your budget every single month, not straining your income, and that way hopefully you can set money aside to save for those emergency, for those rainy days. So all in all, in my own opinion, I do believe the last 4 years has been worse off than previous of those 4 years. And so again, I want to ask all you out there to go out and vote. Vote on what is going to help yourself, going to help your family, and again, I think going to help our nation. I can tell you who to vote for, that kind of thing. That's not this kind of channel, but I just want you all from a financial perspective, think about it and look back at where you were 4 years to now. Are you better off during those 4 years, or are you better off before that? I can't be the judge of that. You guys got to make the decision on your own. But again, whatever it is, please go out there and vote. Make your voice heard. Your vote and your voice does matter in this country. And with that, I hope you guys found this video informative, enlightening. If you guys enjoyed it, please give this video a like. Again, comment and subscribe to my channel. And if you guys want to watch other videos on my channel, you can want to click on the video right here. Yep, click on that one right there. And with that, I hope you guys all have a good one out there.